Austin Metcalf. You see the boy in Frisco stabbed to death by Karmelo Anthony?
Yeah. My heart goes out to the family. They trying to make this a race issue, and this is a right or wrong issue.
Okay. So no, real quick, I like where you're going on this because I'm not even trying to race bait or anything. People are making this about black and white. You see that they're trying to make this kind of like a Trayvon Martin kind of, they're talking about it. But where do you?
It is. Trayvon Martin was an angry black kid that had to be sent to his father because he lacked discipline, grew up in a home with his single mother. Any well-behaved kid with manners that had respect of adults, once George Zimmerman approached him, whether he's right or wrong, as a child, this is an adult. You get off the phone with that fat-ass girlfriend you trying to fuck, you call your dad and say, hey, Dad, it's an adult around here to just stop me. He says he's calling the police. Rather than doing that, he had an attitude because as young black males in this country, we have an authority problem because we walking around angry, displaced from our father's issues, but we resent our mothers.
That's true.
So we're a ticking time bomb. And Trayvon Martin could fight. So that's why I say you be careful approaching some of these young kids. What a 13-year-old will kick a 40-year-old's ass.
That's true.
And that's what happened in that situation. He underestimated this kid, and he was looking for trouble. But by law, he was right. And he was judged by his peers. So we can't say nothing once you're judged by your peers.
Well, what do you think's going to happen in this Austin Metcalf thing? You think he's
Metcalf had to go, well, no, that boy going to jail.
Karmelo Anthony's going to go to jail.
Karmelo going to jail. Because listen, you cannot bring a weapon to school.
Facts.
So you can't say I was
What if he says self-defense?
There's no self-defense because if you are afraid the day before where you have to take a weapon to school, why not notify your parents? Parents, you notify the school teacher. School teacher that's bringing these kids in here and resolve this issue is called conflict resolution. We was taught in homes that has morals and values, you tell the teacher. Somebody fucking with you, you tell the teacher. Let the teachers know so when y'all have an altercation, you're cleared and you're covered. Documentation beats conversation. So words of documentation just say this is self-defense.
Charleston be on it. Shout out to my dog Charleston. I got to get him here for an interview because I got to pick his brain on a lot of things. He is 100% on it. 100%. If he was so afraid and it wasn't premeditated, because that's what it's looking like, why are you sitting in the opposing team's seats waiting for a confrontation with a knife in your backpack and you have never alerted the authorities? And he is 100% right. They are now about to make this a race issue, and this is, in my opinion, not a race issue. This is an individual. This is the same thing that I say with the police. You deal with the police on an individual basis. You do not deal with them based off of a race. And what I'm starting to see, I see a lot of people talking online how they raised over $250,000 up to $300,000 as a recording of this video for that boy's defense, but they're only doing it because he's a black boy. If it was the other way around, there's no way that they would even be having this conversation about whether or not he defended himself or not. They would absolutely 100% be looking at it objectively. But the skin color is the thing that keeps people locked away in their emotions, and they never can get past it, which is one of the reasons why they make an emotional decisions. And this boy went in there, from what I've read and from what I've observed and all of the news reports and the different witness accounts that they putting out there online and stuff like that, he went in there premeditated with a knife talking about, I'm about to have some self-defense. Does it mean that the confrontation is 100% pure on one side? Nope, but you definitely do not take somebody's life premeditated, going over and sitting in the opposite team seats, looking for a confrontation, and then find yourself in this situation, and now you claiming a race. Charleston is 100% right, 1,000% right on this one.
It's a premeditated crime because you took a weapon in fear.
Yep.
Anticipating to use it.
That was premeditated, though.
And it's at a track meet. You getting ready to run track with other kids and you got a knife on you. No, man, you got to go to jail. You got to go. So when is it all right to kill the bully? I don't give a fuck what the bully did. He don't have a right to die.
No.
Man, you weak. Man, that's why I say teach the kids how to deal with bullies and this won't happen. We're all not equal. Even in nature, you can be feeding a flock of birds. There's going to always be one bird to come in and take the food from the. This is nature. Yeah. You cannot get rid of bullies. Teach the kids how to deal with them. Bullies build character. You go to work, it's going to be a bully supervisor, a bully co-worker. You cannot get rid of the bully. Teach our children conflict resolution. Everything don't have to end in violence. But when you come from the black culture, everything is disputed in violence.
Yeah, that is the problem, though. That's how you.
He cooking. I mean, he absolutely 100% is cooking. And most of the time, we are always looking for solving confrontation by getting into a dispute, a physical dispute with somebody. And now it is escalated to the point to where kids are taking other kids' lives because they were never taught conflict resolution. He is 100% right. And I know that there's going to be a whole bunch of people inside of the chat that go back and forth. And again, they want to make it a white boy, black boy issue. I can't believe it. He needs to get out. And then they're going to reference all of the previous times where people go back and forth, or what about this person and we march for that person. And honestly, it's just a distraction from the fact that you got a lot of unresolved trauma and somebody put this in you and you never really experienced it for yourself, and now you want to make it a black and white issue. He's 100% cooking, and I agree with him 1,000%.
It's the culture.
That's the culture, is that's how they solve. When you have a serious issue, they don't even contemplate trying to talk it out.
We teach a no snitching rule, right? So our kids are walking around with these mafia rules, codes, and ethics of the streets that's held over children about no snitching. So now I have to take a weapon because I don't want to be a snitch and kill another kid. Oh, it's a simple solution. Don't tell the teacher. Tell your parents.
Yeah.
It's a simple solution.
I know, but
tell, motherfucker, tell.
But what sounds crazy.
We got a code that kids live by that don't know nothing about where it came from, and it's not even applicable to our lives. He cooking. Always. He usually cooks.
It sounds so easy, but the thing is, even for the criminal, the guy that would commit an assault, if you stop him before he does the assault, then they don't have to go to jail as long. You know what I mean?
Man, this is not that kid's first time grabbing a weapon. Because most kids who grab a weapon from the first time don't kill people.
Yeah, of course. You bring a gun a couple times before you shoot it.
And if I was being bullied and I'm in self-defense, even though he have an undeveloped brain and he's impulsive, why run?
I don't know.
Why get rid of the knife? You're showing criminal intent. Why throw the knife away where they can't find it? He wasn't found with the knife in his pocket. He wasn't sitting down with the knife in his hand ready to explain what happened.
Yeah. So, but do you think that he had some sort of predisposition to wanting to murder? Is that what you're saying? Is that
no. Children don't wake up to kill because they don't have the brain capacity, the brain development to say, I want somebody dead. Children are impulsive.
Yep.
This was a tragic incident where a kid who don't have emotional intelligence acted impulsively because he comes from a culture that promotes, propagates violence. Mm-hmm. Every day, all day, kill, kill, die, nigga, shoot, kill, kill. You can't take this in and you lack training. You lack morals. You have to have a foundation of a value system to listen to this type of shit all day long, and you don't have no emotional intelligence where you've been taught to say, man, when you get angry, think.
Yeah.
And here's the worst part about it, and he's right. Here's the worst part about it. We then validate it, and you see all of these grown adults on these social media platforms saying, yo, we don't pick cotton no more, or all of this other type of stuff. Like, you never did it in the first place. You wasn't born into slavery or any of that type of stuff. That's not your experience. You haven't even really experienced racism in your life. And the majority of the violence that is perpetuated again, listen, it is programmed in our culture. It's programmed in our music. It's programmed in our mindsets. It's programmed in the parents that's having children out of wedlock. It is a cultural issue that we see happening, and nobody wants to take accountability for it. Let me know what y'all think inside of the chat. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Also, Teach Henley, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you guys later. Peace.